Yo, we are back, people. We are back. What's going on? It's your boy Jay Jordan back again for another WNBA watch along. Salute. Well, this is the third day straight we've been doing a watch along. We did Tuesday, Wednesday, and now today we have a doubleheader on Prime. The first game is the LA Sparks versus the Fever. That starts in the next about 7.5 minutes, and then we have later on the Mystics versus the Aces at 10. Depending on how I feel after that one, we may do the doubleheader. It'll be on a separate stream. But depends on how I feel after this, we'll get into it. Hope everyone's doing well on this Thursday evening. The heat wave has passed over the Northeast. It has now dropped back down to low to mid 70s compared to the mid to high 90s we were experiencing the past couple days. So I'm glad to report that the weather has resorted back to normalcy. All right, let me start a poll up right quick before we get started. About who do you think will win this game? This game between the Sparks, who are at 4-11, or is it the Fever, who are at 7-7? We're gonna get into the starting lineups. They have been revealed. All right. So for the LA Sparks, no Odyssey Sims still. So they're starting Shea Petty, Kelsey Plum, Rakia Jackson, Dearica Hamby, and Azare Stevens. For the subs, we have Mercedes Russell, Sarah Ashley Barker, Emma Cannon, Sanaya Fagan, Leah Tu King. And as I mentioned, Odyssey Sims out due to personal reasons, and Ray Burrell's out with a leg injury, or I think it was a knee injury that she sustained early in the season. Yeah, it's a leg injury for Ray Burrell, and Cameron Brink still in recovery or trying to ramp back up after tearing her ACL last year around this time. What's up, Carrie? Carrie said Fever in the comments. For the Indiana Fever, we have no Caitlin Clark tonight. She's out with a groin injury. So Sydney Colson with the start. Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Natasha Howard, and Aliyah Boston are the starters. Subs are Brianna Turner, the newly re-signed Ari McDonald, Michaela Timpson, and Sophie Cunningham. As I mentioned, no Caitlin Clark. She's out with a groin injury. And they're also missing Damaris Dantas, who reported to her national team in Brazil for the AmeriCup tournament that is taking place starting this weekend, I believe. And of course, we all are familiar with the Dawana Bonner situation. She was waived yesterday, so she is no longer a part of the Indiana Fever. Okay, so those are the lineups for today and the subs. Let's take a look at these really quickly. So as I mentioned, they're 4-11. The Indiana Fever are 7-7. Leading scorers for both teams. Kelsey Plum leads the way with 20.4 points per game. Caitlin a little behind at 18.2. In terms of assists, Kelsey Plum at 5.4 for the Sparks. Caitlin Clark at 8.9 for the Fever. And in terms of rebounds, Azare Stevens with 8.7 rebounds. Indiana Fever, Aliyah Boston with 8.2. If we scroll down, this is the first matchup of the season between these two teams, the first of 4 matchups. The next time they'll meet is next week, which is July 5th. And then they won't meet again until August 5th and then August 29th. Those last 2 games will be in LA. In terms of recent games, the Sparks have been struggling. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. They're on a 4-game losing streak with losses to Chicago, Minnesota, and Seattle. The last one was against the Vegas Aces on June 11th. For the Fever, they've won 3 of their last 5, beating New York, Connecticut, and Seattle, losing to Vegas and Golden State in that process. So we shall see if the Sparks can get off of the losing streak, or will the Fever finally back home get a win in spite of Caitlyn missing this one with an injury. If you were came on the stream for the last Fever watch along, that was the game we did against the Storm. That's when Aliyah Boston ended up having about 30 points. I think Kelsey Mitchell had like 28, and they ended up beating the Seattle Storm. So we'll see if they can repeat that feat today. All right, salute to everybody joining for the watch along. This game is on Amazon Prime Video, so it won't be on League Pass. It won't be, or it shouldn't be on. It may be on local TV. I'm not too sure if you're in the Indiana or LA areas, but I know for everybody else, you have to watch it on Amazon Prime, which is what I'm watching it on now, Prime Video. In terms of standings, the Indiana Fever are currently in the 7th seed with a 7-7 record. There's three teams tied with a 7-7 record. I could actually pull that up for you guys really quickly. Give me one moment. Let me make sure that actually works before I'm over here telling falsities. Schedule. Okay, cool. It does work. I just gotta zoom in a bit. All right, cool. What was that? I hope you guys are able to see that. So currently, the Indiana Fever are right here, 7-7, 7-7 record, tied with the Golden State Valkyries and the Las Vegas Aces with a 7-7 record. So these spaces could flip flop depending on the results this evening. And as you can see, the LA Sparks are down in at the bottom of the barrel. They're in like 11th place, 4-11. So they're out of playoff contention. So we'll see what the end of the night brings. Do the Fever move up to 6th seed with a win, or do the Las Vegas also move up with a win? Does the Fever move on down to tie with Washington? Because if Washington beats Vegas, a lot can change in the standings this evening towards the lower half of the playoff picture. Snowman, what's going on, my friend? Hope all is well. Unfortunate about the Pacers covering this game also. Salute, I appreciate you, my friend. It's the thing about the raid. I keep forgetting to do the raid. It's not as easy to do it on YouTube. I gotta actually go into the settings and then type in the account. I honestly forget by the time I'm getting off stream. I'm just ready to get off sometimes. But I should be back on for the later game. There should be about an hour break in between, so I may be back on depending on how I'm feeling later. It's been a long day. All right, broadcast is starting here on Prime. Broadcast is starting here on Prime Video. Wanted take that off. Make sure you get your votes in, people. Hey, mom, what's going on? Don't mind me if I'm eating, guys. I got home from work not too long ago. I just threw something in the air fryer, some fries. I'll try not to chew in the mic. But a brother gotta eat. All right, remember, guys, when these broadcasts are on Prime, they're essentially just taking the local broadcast and repurposing it, not repurposing, but pushing it through Prime. It's not an Amazon Prime team or anything like that. Same thing with games on League Pass. Same thing with games on Ion. These are all local. The only time you have national broadcasters is CBS and ESPN/ABC. Other than that, it's mainly the local broadcast being repurposed for the service it's being played on. I did not make any bets today. I didn't have enough time to look at that stuff. But get your votes in. Get your votes in. Salute to everybody who was on the stream last night. We passed the 1,000 sub mark last night. Big channel milestone. Appreciate everyone who's been subscribed to the channel, both new and old. You've helped along this journey tremendously. And we're only going to go bigger from here. Thinking of some new things to do for the channel. If you're new here, I was doing a player highlights channel, which was on a separate channel. But when I tried to do some of the international games for WNBA players who were playing in Eurobasket, my account got copyright struck, and there's no resolution in sight, so that account is pretty much terminated. So I'm thinking of some other ideas that won't have me in trouble with the YouTube police and the DMCA violations and all that stuff. So be on the lookout. All right, we're about to have the jump ball here between Boston and Stevens, and we're off, people. We are underway. The Sparks have the ball. Shea Petty, right side of the floor. They'll be shooting at the Indiana Fever basket to start. Rickea Jackson comes off the curl, gets downhill, and Rickea Jackson with the first basket of the game. So it's 2-0 LA. I'm going to end this poll at the first break. So make sure you get your votes in if you're just joining on the YouTube. Natasha Howard with the ball. Over to Kelsey Mitchell. Right side to Hull. Hull pump fakes. Tries to get into the pin. Gets cut off. Over to Howard. Howard pump fakes. Guarded by Stevens. And there's a shot clock violation. The Sparks forced the first turnover of the game. Lynn Roberts, first-year head coach for the Sparks out of Utah. University of Utah. Or Hamby with the ball over to Jackson in the left corner. Drops it off to Stevens on the roll. Stevens, easy pitch and catch. It's 4-0 Sparks. Kelsey Mitchell quickly up the court. Comes off the screen. I tried to no-look to Natasha Howard and almost knocks out a fan in the front row. It's back-to-back turnovers here. It's going to be an adjustment for the Fever to play without Caitlin Clark at the helm. Hamby, right side to Petty. Petty steps back for a three. Shea Petty misses. Rebound to Howard. Howard gets it over to Sid Colson. Colson gets into the paint behind the back pass to Boston. Boston finds Hull on the roll. Hull smokes the layup. Good help there by Azare Stevens. Gets it over to Plum. Plum picks up her dribble over to Hamby. Hamby at the top of the key. Left side to Rickea Jackson. Ball bounce gets deflected off of her, but Hamby picks it back up. Rickea Jackson spins off. Picks up her dribble. Nowhere to go with 7 on the clock. Plum down to Hamby. That's easy pitch and catch. So that's 3 layups for the LA Sparks. It's a quick 6-0 run. 6-0 start for the Sparks. Colson with the ball. Left side of the floor. Gets it over to Hull. They're trying to go high-low. They can't get it to her. Kelsey Mitchell for 3. She misses. Rebound to Hamby. Hamby pushes in transition. Hamby gets it over to Plum. Oh, touch pass back to Hamby. Gets blocked by Howard. Out of bounds. It remains Sparks basketball. Ball to be inbounded here by the Sparks. Shea Petty looking. Gets it into Rickea Jackson. Rickea Jackson down the lane. Gets a blocking foul and 1. Rickea Jackson with the basket. Gets the foul, and she'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play. Rickea Jackson with a quick 4 points. And we have our first break in play. The Sparks with the first 8 points. 7:46 to go. Sparks up 8-0. I'm going to end this poll now. I don't want nobody to start changing their answers now. So 66% say Fever. I'll make another, if the game is close at halftime, I'll make another poll to see if the votes change a bit or as more people join the stream. Salute to everybody on the watch along. This is our 3rd day straight this week. How many games have we done? I think it's our 5th game. I did a doubleheader one day and then 2 other games, and then now this one. So that's, yeah, this is our 6th game actually. No, I did. No. It's our 5th game. Appreciate you guys joining for some Thursday hoops. So the Fever struggling a bit to start here in this game. They've taken 2 shots and missed both, and they have a turnover. So Fever looking to adjust without Caitlin in the lineup. Caitlin had come back from that calf strain, and she played about 3 to 4 games before now going out with the groin. So it's something to keep an eye on. If you're just joining, don't mind me if I'm eating a bit. Just got home, just getting a quick fry break. All good, all good. Okay, broadcast is coming back now. All right, so Stephanie White, first-year head coach of the Indiana Fever. This is her 5th season as a WNBA head coach. Her 2nd stint as a coach for the Indiana Fever. She's an Indiana native. So we'll see. So Rickea Jackson to complete the 3-point play, and she does. Rickea Jackson up to 5 points here in this first quarter for the LA Sparks. Kelsey Mitchell with the ball gets cut off over to Hull. Hull for 3. Hull misses, tipped out. Hull gets the rebound. Hull with the ball, pump fakes, throws it out to Mitchell. Mitchell to Howard. Howard hook shot is good, and the Indiana Fever are on the board here. Mitchell to Howard. Howard with the hook shot, and in 9-2. Jay Petty with the ball. Petty gets it over to Hamby. Hamby top of the key. Gets it to Rickea. Fight for the ball, and Lexi Hull with the steal. Lexi Hull downhill, and she misses the layup. Foul by Hamby. And Hull plays strong defense there. Will go to the line for 2. So Lexi Hull at the line for 2 free throws. She knocks down the first. Sophie Cunningham will check in for Natasha Howard. Sid Colson will also go out. Ari McDonald gets her first minutes returning to the Indiana Fever and receives a nice little cheer from the crowd. Second free throw is up, and Hull knocks down both. So it's 9-4. 9-4. Ball in play with the Sparks. No subs yet for the LA Sparks. Hamby has the ball, and they call an offensive foul on Azare Stevens. Sophie Cunningham comes in and draws the foul. So back-to-back turnovers here by the Sparks. The Fever with possession. Ari McDonald over to Mitchell. Mitchell guarded by Plum. 2 of the top scorers in NCAA history fight for the rebound, and after that miss by Boston, it stays with the Fever. Kelsey Plum played at the University of Washington, and Kelsey Mitchell played at the University of Ohio U. And Ari McDonald, her first shot back, and it's a 3, knocks it down. Just like that, it's a 2-point game, 9-7. Hamby with the ball, and Hamby loses the ball against. They saying it's off of Boston. Hey, cuz, what's going on? I'm glad you're here and listening. Petty to inbound, gets it into Plums. It's Kelsey versus Kelsey right now. Gives it over to Hamby. Hamby looks to attack over to Petty. Petty back to Hamby. Hamby crossover into the paint. Tries to step through. It's another turnover. Sparks can't get out their own way. Cunningham over to McDonald. McDonald another three off the front rim. Hull gets the rebound and stolen there by Hamby on the save. Hamby with the ball over to Aliyah to King, who's checked in. Plum back to King, and King, the rookie, left hand lay is good. Breaks the 7-0 run there by the Fever. 11-7. Cunningham over to Boston in the post against Azare Stevens. They let her get all the way in, and she hooks it in right over her. Got to give her a little bit more resistance there. And it's 11-9. Petty with the ball. Petty calls out the play on the right-hand side. Ari McDonald playing against her former team in the LA Sparks. Plum with the ball. They try to trap her. She dribbles out. Oh, and it goes off of Kelsey Mitchell, and it stays with the Sparks. Jackie, what's going on? Hope you're doing well on this Thursday. Ball and play with the Sparks. Pass down to Stevens. She saves it to Plum. Plum, quick catch and shoot for three. And K Plum from the corner knocks down the three as the buzzer expired. 14-9. Her first basket of the game. Kelsey Mitchell gets her get back. Kelsey versus Kelsey. And K Mitchell wins that matchup there. Blows right by her for the left-hand lay. 14-11. Plum with the ball. Drop off to Hamby. Hamby to the cutting Leah to King. Ball gets deflected and it's out of bounds. So the Sparks starting to pile up the turnovers here. That's their fourth turnover. $14-11 here. Fever with the ball. Ari McDonald, top of the key. Finds Hull. Hull, hand off to Ari. Ari tries to get downhill. Gets cut off. Rescreen there. Right side to Cunningham. Cunningham down to Boston. Boston back to Cunningham. Gets it stripped. They call a foul there on the reach-in. So I guess they call it a blocking foul on Petty. So it is Fever ball. 14-11, 4:20 to go here. I'm gonna run my clock down a bit. Oh, is it bonus? I think they're in the bonus now, unless they calling that a shooting foul. Let me see what the play-by-play says. No, they just call it a personal foul, so I'm guessing it's bonus. That's interesting. But Cunningham hits the first free throw. And she hits both free throws. So it's a 1-point game here, 14-13. So Petty attack over to Hamby. Hamby over to Leah 2 King. Leah 2 King comes off the screen, gets down the hill, goes for the layup and misses. Boston with the rebound. Now Boston running the floor, corner to Cunningham. Cunningham for three in the lead, and she misses. Wide open three from the corner and doesn't knock it down. Plum with the ball. Plum to Hamby. Hamby goes up and gets fouled there by Lexi Hull. So Plum to Hamby, and Hamby will go to the line for 2 free throws. 2 fouls on Lexi Hull. Hamby misses the first. Howard comes in for Hull. Hull with 2 fouls, so she's going to have to sit for a bit. Hamby for the second, and she knocks in the second. So 15-13, 3:50 to go here in this first quarter. McDonald over to Mitchell. Mitchell right side to Howard. They're trying to get Boston in the post. They get it to Boston. She steps through short on the layup on her own rebound, and put back is good. Aliyah Boston putting in work here for the Fever. She's up to 4 points, I think. I feel like it's more. Let me refresh this. I don't think them stats are right. Plum turns it over. Mitchell with Boston with the steal, excuse me. Boston lobs up to Howard, and she blows the alley layup, and it's a foul on the rebound, goes towards the Fever. She tried to like catch it in midair and put it back up, just hit straight backboard. Aliyah Boston up to 4 points. Mercedes Russell checks in for Dearica Hamby for the Sparks. Ball in play. Plum with the ball over to Mercedes. Down to Rakia. Rakia with the ball. Back to Plum. Plum back to Rakia. Rakia steps for a top of the key three, and Rakia Jackson. What a first quarter for her. Rakia Jackson up to 8 points here in the first quarter. Ball over to Mitchell. Mitchell over to Howard. Howard on the right wing thinks better of the pass. Handoff to Mitchell. Mitchell into the paint. Step through move. Reverse layup. But it rolls off. Tip rebound. And it goes. Oh, and they say it's off of the Sparks. And she said it's my fault. It's actually Sparks' ball. The referee said it was my fault. Ball in play with the Sparks there. Plum gets it over to Mercedes Russell. Sarah Ashley Barker, the rookie, has checked in. She tries to drive, throws it out to Kelsey Plum, top of the key. 7 on the clock. Plum tries to drive by Mitchell. Throws it out to Stevens. Stevens can hit top of the key three. She misses. Boston another rebound over to Cunningham. Cunningham with the ball. Hands it off to Mitchell. Mitchell guarded by Rakia Jackson. Mitchell goes to the right-hand side. Goes up. Scoops it up. Misses the layup. And rebound to the Sparks. Rakia Jackson with the ball. She walks into a three and misses. Tap rebound. Ari McDonald chases it down. She almost lost it, but slows it down here. Cunningham in the corner to Howard. Howard tries to attack Russell. She throws up the hook shot and scores. Natasha Howard with the hook from the middle of the paint. And it's back to a 1-point game, 18-17. That's her 4th point of the game. Barker over to Russell. Russell handoff to Rakia. Rakia gets the ball stripped and it goes out of bounds. Ball stays with the Sparks, excuse me. Kelsey Plum gets her first rest of the game. Ball to be inbounded. They get it into Barker. Barker with the ball with 7 on the clock. She loses the ball, and Cunningham with the rebound. Sparks piling up the turnovers here, and now Cunningham loses the ball and it goes out of bounds. So turnover for turnover here. Sparks with 6 turnovers. Ball in play quickly with the Sparks. Mercedes Russell blows the easy layup, gets it back, blows it again. And blows back-to-back layups by Russell under the basket. And the Fever with the ball. Kelsey Mitchell tries to turn on the Jets. She's playing with it at the three-point line. Gets into the paint, skips through, left-hand layup. Misses. Howard with the rebound, put back, and the lead for the Fever. We're at 40 seconds. I'm about 20 seconds behind on my clock. I feel like it's freezing up so far. What's up, Sigmund? And we have an offensive foul there against Mercedes Russell, that is. And Lynn Roberts not happy with that, yelling at the referees. So ball and play with the Fever. That's 7 turnovers for the Sparks in the first quarter. Ari McDonald, snatchback dribble for 3, front rim, and McCannon taps it over to Petty. Shot clock is off here. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Will the Sparks retake the lead? 12 seconds. 10 seconds. Over to Cannon. Cannon in the corner. Cannon drives into the paint and gets fouled there by Bree Turner, who's checked into the game with 5.3 seconds to go in the quarter. So Cannon, the veteran, 36 years old, will go to the line. Yeah, that's a foul for 2 free throws. What's up, Pam? Pam says, when is Brink return? She's been gone a long time. Yeah, she tore her ACL literally like a month and 2 weeks ago. So it was like beginning of last June. They've kept it under wraps, really. They haven't given the definitive date. I'm expecting after All-Star break. That would be my guess. Cannon knocks down both free throws. 5 seconds to go. Howard with the ball, right side of the floor. Howard into the paint. Foul line jump shot is off. Great defense by the Sparks. So the Sparks come back to take the lead after they briefly let it go. They have the lead 20-19 at the end of the first quarter. Yeah, segment. Brianna Turner. Bree Turner. She's the backup forward for you guys. Not for you guys, for the Fever. Miracle, what's going on? Howdy Jay, hope all is well. Thanks for the live stream this evening. We watching the Aces too. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Depending on how I feel after this game. It's been a long day. I have the stuff ready for it just in case I'm ready to go. But there will be a break in between. But I at the end of this one, I'll let you guys know if I will be doing the Washington Aces game. It should be a good one, and I am gonna watch it, so I might as well stream it, right? Having my dinner here. Sorry if it's repulsive to see me eating. This is my dinner. some fries I threw in the air fryer. Let's get things ready for the second quarter, and then we'll take a look at the box scores. Boom. All right, let's take a look. So end of the first quarter, it's 20-19. Let's take a scroll down and see what they talking about. Rickea Jackson had a great quarter, 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Knocked down 1 3. Dearica Hamby with 3, 2 for Stevens, 3 for Plum. Shea Petty didn't score. Off their bench, you had 2 from King and 2 from Cannon. They shot 50% from the field, 40% from 3, 4 for 5 from the line. Yes, I mean, these are some Checkers fries that I threw in the air fryer. One of my favorite types of fries. I am a fry connoisseur. For the Indiana Fever, we have Natasha Howard with 6 points to lead the way. 2 for Hull. She's dealing with 2 fouls, so she had to sit out. 4 for Aliyah Boston. She's going to need to have a big night. 2 for Mitchell. Slow start so far. 1 for 5. Sid Colson, no stats to her name. Sophie Cunningham with 2. Ari McDonald in her return to the Fever after the hardship contracts expired. She hits her first shot of the game. She was a 3. She's 1 for 3. And Bree Turner, when Caitlin Clark, as I mentioned, is out injured. And Michaela Timpson, the rookie, yet to check in. So we're getting ready for the second quarter. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thunderhawk, what's going on, my friend? Hope all is well. Over here dropping food on the floor. I'll find out later. So, second quarter, getting ready to start. Ball in play here with the Fever. 20-19. The lineup on the floor is Cunningham, Howard, McDonald, Turner, and Hull. Hull playing with 2 fouls. Has to be careful. Cunningham over to Hull in the left corner. Hull down to Howard. And, Sarah Ashley Barker dives on the floor for the ball. And they finally get a jump ball. Sarah Ashley Barker was over here fighting for her life on the floor trying to protect that basketball. And it ends up finally being a jump ball. The rookie got on the floor, dove on it. She was fighting for her life trying to protect the ball. For the Sparks is Rickea Jackson, Shea Petty, Sarah Ashley Barker, Mercedes Russell, and Emma Cannon. And the Sparks lost a jump ball, but ended up getting the steal anyway. Petty with the ball. It's a turnover-filled game so far. 5 for the Fever, 8 for the Sparks. Shea Petty with the ball. Corner to Barker. Barker comes off the screen with 10 to go. Back to Rickea. Rickea. Corner to Petty. Petty pump fakes. Petty goes baseline. Throws up the floater. Too strong. And Russell chases down the rebound. Over to Petty in the other corner for 3. She misses that one. Bree Turner with the rebound. Thunderhawk says, so sorry what happened to Caitlin, in my opinion. This is on the training staff and Steph White. And Cunningham, corner 3, misses. Lexi Hill with the rebound and then blocked by Mercedes Russell out of bounds. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough situation there. It's a tough situation. But they have no choice now but to try and hold her out until she's as healed as she can be. Fever inbounded to Hull, top of the key, right side to Ari McDonald. 5 on the clock. Ari comes off the screen, picks up her dribble over to Howard. Howard gets Cannon with the push with 2 seconds to go. No reason for that. And bails the Fever out. Howard was about to take a wild turnaround jump shot. Bails them out. So Howard will go to the line for 2 free throws. Emma Cannon with the bailout. So Natasha Howard at the line for 2 free throws. Knocks down the first. Ari McDonald and Bree Turner go to the bench for the Fever. Howard knocks down the second. So the Fever retake the lead 21-20. 21-20. Ball in play with Hamby. Hamby down to Rickea. Rickea. Hull deflects the ball into another turnover by the Sparks. They're looking like my Liberty the previous 2 games, not last game, but the games before. 20 turnovers in the game. They're already up to 9. Down to Howard. Howard with the ball. Attacks the Rickea Jackson. Goes up. Hook shot. Fight for the rebound. Gets tipped up. And Cannon secures it. Over to Petty. Petty. Over to Barker. SAB. Gets it over to Petty. Hamby's back in the game. Gets the pass. Tries to get it to Rickea in the corner. Another turnover. That's 10 turnovers. Cunningham with the ball. Hand off to Hull. Hull for 3. That's off. And it is off. Misses the shot. Petty with the rebound. Petty slows it down. Gets it to Hamby. Hamby with the ball. Picks up her dribble. Gets it to Petty. Back to Rickea. Rickea off the screen. Tries to get downhill. Picks up her dribble with 5 to go. Bad pass. Fight for it. Dive on the floor. And another turnover. The Sparks don't know what they're doing out there. It's 11 first half turnovers. Cunningham walks into a 3, and she finally knocks it down. Timeout. Sparks. It's just a turnover fest for the Sparks. 11 first half turnovers. And Cunningham, who missed her previous 2 threes, knocks down the transition one. So it's 24-20. 7:06 to go in the second quarter. Thunderhawk says, my guess she'll be back for the All-Star game, which I'm planning on being there. That should be dope. Pam says Caitlin will probably miss the Commissioner's Cup. Wonder if Nafisa will too. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Commissioner's Cup is next Tuesday. If I'm correct, it's the 1st. So yeah, next Tuesday is the Commissioner's Cup final. That would be tough for them to miss that one without Caitlin, especially playing against the Minnesota Lynx. If they missing Nafisa, they have a chance. Without Nafisa, I mean, if the Lynx are missing Nafisa, the Fever have a chance. If Nafisa's playing, it's barbecue chicken. They're getting cooked. Don't mind me, guys. I'm sorry, but I am hungry. Score is 24-20. Let me see if my ticker is working. And with our game leaders, okay, it is perfect. Thunderhawk says, "Congrats on your Liberty fairly beating the Valkyries. Are we sure they're an expansion team? They don't play like it. They play for each other." Like they did an interview with, I think, Temi Fagbenle, who was with the Fever last year, and she was saying it's a team full of 6 women. So they're usually the first or second player off the bench for these teams that they were acquired from, mixed in with a little bit of, well, not a little bit, a lot of it, a lot of expansion players who were from overseas, who have had a lot of professional experience. So you got Carla Late, you got Janelle Salon, you got Xander Lassini, who's been in and out the W. But if you watch Eurobasket, these players are like the main people on their team. Janelle Salon carrying the French national team in Eurobasket, not carrying, but she's one of the stars on the French national team right now. Xander Lassini, a star in her own right with the French national team. Julie Van Loo, starting point guard for Belgium. You got Temi Fagbenle playing for Team Great Britain. So a lot of pros in the international scene that play for the Valkyries, and it shows in the way they play. Natalie Nakase has them hooping. No matter who's on the floor for them, they're gonna compete, and that's what you like to see. Ball back in play with the Sparks. Let's see if they can actually take care of the basketball. Kelsey Plum with the ball. She steps back for a 3 off the back rim. Aliyah Boston checks back in and gets the rebound. Um, Sigmund says Fever game plan very different. Yeah, when you're without Caitlin, it has to be different. Nobody's pressing. Oh, Sydney Colson for 3, and she's short. Fight for the rebound. Lexi Hall, she had a double last game, with points and rebounds. She gets another offensive rebound. Ball out to Boston with 5 on the clock. Boston over to Cunningham. Can she hit another 3? And she misses. Sydney Colson gets the offensive rebound this time, and basically almost passes out of bounds. Fight for the board, and Hamby saves it. That's a turnover for the Fever. Valkyrie's the Warriors counterpart. Yeah, just sans the international flavor. But they play hard. Rakia Jackson, left corner 3, misses, and Boston with another rebound. Oh, Cunningham almost carries. Picks up her dribble over to Howard, top of the key. Howard wide open for 3. They give her the space, and rightfully so, she bricks it. Rebound to SAB. Plum, jump pass over to Rakia. She tries a 3 from the same spot, misses. Hull chases down another rebound. She has 5 boards in this game already. Sydney Colson with the rock. Thunderhawk said Kate Martin, unbelievable game. Yeah, that was wild. There was a shot she did that was like super contested. She just threw it up and it went in. I was like, when it's your night, it's your night. Aliyah Boston for 3. We don't see that often. Misses. Rebound to the Sparks. So we've reached a lull in the game offensively. Kelsey Plum tries to attack her former teammate Sid Colson. Out to Hamby for 3. And she misses strong. Fight for the rebound. Hull with another rebound at 6. She might have another double-double tonight at this rate. Sydney Colson at half court calls out the play. Excuse me. Sydney Colson, right side of the floor. Tries to get it to Boston. They deny it. Boston has to catch it deep with 5 on the clock. They send a late double. Boston over the over the Colson, over to Cunningham for 3. Oh, she can't miss. She can't make the wide open one. And it's another miss, and then Sarah Ashley Barker turns it over immediately. Cunningham with the steal. Cunningham over to Hull. Hull over to Howard on the right side of the floor. Faces up against Hamby. Oh, what pass to Sophie Cunningham? It gets deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Fever. Jeez. Sparks shooting 7 for 20, 35% from the field. Fever not too much better. They're worse actually. 8 for 30, 26%. Michaela Timpson, the rookie, getting some minutes. Remember, the Fever only have 9 active players today. So Michaela Timpson, the rookie, getting some minutes. 5 seconds to go. 4 seconds. Over to Colson. Colson sets 3, and she's short. Fight for the rebound. Picked up by Aliyah King. So we have a bunch of rookies here in the game. King and Timpson. We just had Barker and a bad entry pass. Steal by Lexi Hull. Gets tipped from behind. And another turnover. This is like, I don't even know how to describe it. This is like cue the music for all this silly basketball here. Good pass from Stevens to Hamby, and Hamby finally gets a bucket in for the Sparks or for this game. 2-point game, 24-22. That's an ugly game right now, people. 7 points total scored in this quarter between both teams, but Kelsey Mitchell tells me to shut up, knocks down a step back 3 from the right wing, and it's 27-22. Ball over to Hamby. Hamby pump fakes, goes downhill on the rookie, misses the layup, and rebound to Hull again. Hull over to Colson. Colson down to Boston. That's barbecue chicken. Easy money for Aliyah Boston. Seals Hamby and lays it up with the left. Plum skips down the lane, tries to draw the foul, goes up with the right hand layup, misses. Aliyah King with the rebound. The offensive rebound, that is. Hamby with the crossover on Boston. Tries to step through, and it's a turnover. Sydney Colson with the ball. Drops it off to Mitchell. She gets in and draws the foul on Azarae Stevens. We need a break and play. Both these teams look gassed. It's been a low-scoring second quarter. After both teams scored 20 and 19 respectively, the Fever are outscoring the Sparks 10-2 in this second quarter with 2:22 to go. So the Sparks have scored 2 points in about 8 minutes of basketball. Let's take a quick look at the box score while we have some time here. 29-22 is the score. 2:22 to go in the second quarter. As you can see, 2 points in the second quarter for the Sparks, 10 for the Fever. Hamby with 5. She does have 6 turnovers. She has more turnovers than points. Fever forcing the Sparks into some bad errors. Rickea Jackson had 8 in the first quarter, scoreless so far. 2 for Azarae Stevens. She has 2 turnovers herself. 3 for Plum. She's been quiet. None for Petty. Off the bench, you have Barker with none. 2 for King and 2 for Emma Cannon. 14 turnovers in the first half so far, while shooting 20% from 3 and 34% from the field. You got to pick a struggle. You can't struggle everywhere. You got to pick a struggle. For the Fever, you have Hull with 2 points and 7 rebounds. Also has 2 steals. She has 4 turnovers herself, though. 8 for Natasha Howard. 6 for Boston with 6 rebounds. She's on double-double watch. 5 for Kelsey Mitchell. None for Colson. Off the bench, Cunningham with 5. 3 for Ari McDonald. They're shooting 30% from the field. 18% from 3, so they're not doing good either from 3. And they have 7 turnovers, or at least they're sub 10 turnovers here. Oh, that's dope. Sonia Citron with a Coach commercial, like the Coach, the brand. Salute Sonia. She's so soft spoken. But salute to her. Get to the money, Sonya. Get to that. You know the rookie contracts ain't the greatest, so you got to get to that bag. Salute to everybody on the stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We're in a little bit of a break right now. Timeout called by as an official timeout. Pretty much a commercial timeout. 29-22. Fever with the 7-point lead here. Very low scoring second quarter. Very low scoring. Make sure you leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you're new here. We just passed the 1,000 subscriber mark last night. Salute to everybody who was on stream or who's been on a stream and helped add or contribute to the subscriber total. Yeah, our dog Michaela Timpson, and she's getting a couple minutes. I mean, Stephanie White, no better time than now with Doncic out, Caitlin out, and you're missing the body. Get the rookie some minutes. Let's get to it. Kelsey Mitchell was fouled right before that timeout. She comes back at the free throw line, knocks down the first free throw. Second free throw was up, and she cashes it in. So largest lead of the game for the Fever, 31-22. A 9-point lead here, approaching the end of the first half. Petty over to Mercedes Russell. Back to Petty, right side. Gets it down to Azurá Stevens. She has the height advantage. She traveled. I thought she did, and they called a foul anyway. And won. What's up, Pam? Pam says, went to the Spark Storm game about a week ago. Talk about barbecue. They got absolutely flambéed, probably. Sparks, I don't know. They're doing worse than I thought they would be doing, to be completely honest with you. Azurá completes the 3-point play, 31-25. I don't know what's up with the Sparks, to be honest with you. Don't know what's wrong. Mitchell gets it over to McDonald, who's checked back in. McDonald cross court to Cunningham. Cunningham attacks Stevens. Over to Ari. Ari gets downhill, goes for the layup and misses. Rebound to Aliyah King. Over to Petty. Petty with the ball. Petty to Mercedes. Back to Petty. They run the same play over to get a little on Azurá Stevens. They lob it over. Azurá Stevens, same play, same result. And that's back-to-back layups for Azurá Stevens. Oh, that was the game they lost 98-67. Damn, they got cooked. Kelsey Mitchell, step back three, short. Rebound to Plum. They might run the same play again. Oh, hit her. Azurá Stevens under the basket again. She goes up. Oh, she misses that one. Tipped out. And Aliyah King with the ball. King gets it over to Plum. I would post that up. Plum, guarded by Hall. Plum gets by Hall. Throws it over to Petty. Petty for three. And big shot at the buzzer by Shea Petty. Timeout. Stephanie White. And the Sparks are back within one. 31-30, Fever on top with 49 seconds to go. Nice assist there by Kelsey Plum. Attracted three players. Was able to toss it out to Petty, who hits the right wing three right in front of the Fever bench. Makes it a 1-point game. It was 31-22. A quick 8-0 run here by the Sparks. So they stay on the broadcast. They don't go to a commercial again. Art Dogs has got to get someone in. They have Timpson in, but the play call that Lynn Roberts has called, they screen off the big. The Fever are intent on switching, so that ends up with Ari McDonald and Kelsey Mitchell, both under 6 feet, trying to guard a 6'6" Azurá Stevens. And then it's just a turn and finish by Azurá. So it's great play design. Fever have to adjust to it. Daniel, my guy, my LA Sparks correspondent, what's going on? Glad you were able to join for us watching your team. I know it's probably early over there on early than usual on the West Coast. Man, I just bigged up my guy as my Sparks correspondent. This man disowned the Sparks for the Aces. Nah, you're the enemy now. No, it's all good, man. Hope everything is well. Ball and play here with the Fever. 8-0 run here by the Sparks. Kelsey Mitchell with the ball. Mitchell comes off the screen. Mitchell guarded by Plum. Over to Cunningham. Cunningham for another three, and Cunningham splashes home the three. She got lost on the right wing and knocks it down. 4-point game, 34-30. Petty over to Mercedes. Oh, Mercedes finds Azare, goes off her fingertips and out of bounds. Great hands there by, that might have been Timpson who gets a tip on that. So it is Fever basketball. With about a .2 difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Ball in play. Ari McDonald will walk it across half court here, guarded by Kelsey Plum. Ari McDonald was in the LA Sparks training camp at the beginning of the season, didn't make the roster. I know she's hoping to prove something. McDonald over to Boston at the three-point line. She spins into the paint, throws off a wild off-balance shot, rebound to the Sparks. They don't take a shot, and that's how the quarter will end. So at the end of the first half, Fever up 34-30. 34-30. Sigmund says, no problem. The Fever coach will know how to make the adjustment. Daniel says, do you know how many points CC has? CC not playing, Daniel. Caitlin out hurt in this game. As usual, people will talk about the team stats and the box score for this game so far. We're at the half, people. 34-30 at the half. In the first quarter, the Sparks, let me put the halftime timer up. I'll be forgetting to do that sometimes. At the end of the first quarter, the Sparks were on top 20-19. In the second quarter, the Fever outscored them 15-10, which is why the score is what it is now, 34-30. For the Sparks, you have Hamby, played about 13 minutes. She had 5 points and 6 turnovers. Not a recipe for success. Rickea Jackson had 8 points in the first quarter, hasn't scored since. Azare Stevens with 7 points. She had about 5 to 7 in that quarter. I think she had all of her points in that quarter. Might be. Kelsey Plum with 3 points. Shea Petty with 3 points. Sarah Barker, no points. 2 for King and Cannon. They're shooting 40% from the field, 27% from 3. And 83% from the line. They have 15 turnovers in the first half. They're on pace for 30 turnovers in the game if they get another 15. For the Indiana Fever, Lexi Hall played 15 minutes, 2 points, 2 steals, 7 rebounds, does have 4 turnovers, and she escaped the second quarter without getting any more fouls. Natasha Howard with 8 points and 2 boards. Aliyah Boston with 6 points, 4 steals, and 6 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell with 7 points. And Colson hasn't scored. Off the bench, you have 8 from Cunningham, tied for the team high. 3 for Ari McDonald. And Timpson and Turner both didn't score. Their totals, they're shooting 29% from the field. 22% from 3. Knocked down all 8 of their free throws. And they have 7 turnovers as a team. They also have 11 steals, so they're playing really good defense. The what they call the Sparks are winning the rebounding battle 20-18, and they're also winning the assist battle 10-5. So the Sparks are winning those battles, but they're losing the turnover battle by a lot, which is why the deficit is what it is right now. So that's the box score and the team stats for this game. Got about 12.5 for halftime. Looking at the comments, Daniel says, Jay, are you doing the Aces game? Possibly. I was a little tired when I got home. Probably about 30 minutes before this game started. I heated up some fries. I think the salt is giving me a little energy. So we'll see as the game goes on. Salute to the whoever subbed. I looked at my counter and went up to 1005 subs now. So I appreciate the person who subbed. Appreciate you. Liz, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope everything is going well. If you're just joining, this is my dinner I'm eating while we're doing this stream, so I'll try not to smack my gums in the mic, but I do have to get some sustenance. And let's do a quick poll. Before the game started, 66% of y'all said the Fever would win. We're gonna make it a little harder this time. Which team will score the most points in the third quarter? Will it be the Fever or will it be the Sparks? You can see the quarter scores from the previous quarters. I'm about to start this poll right now once I can actually type my words. Cool. So poll is started on the YouTube. Make sure you fill it out. Which team will score the most points in the third quarter? The Sparks outscored the Fever in the first. The Fever outscored the Sparks in the second. Who will have the third? Let your thoughts be known in the chat, in the poll. Fluctuating a lot here. Interesting. Got about 10 minutes left of halftime. If you didn't want to watch this game live, it is on Amazon Prime. Liz says, I'm still jazzed up from last night's game. My family had a blast. People are really into it in San Francisco. And that's great. I remember you did say your family went to that game. I'm glad they got to see a close game, even though the home team didn't win, being the Valkyries, but they got to see a close game that came down to some plays there at the end. You saw Kate Martin. I think that was her career high. She was just knocking down crazy threes. Brianna Stewart had a crazy first half. You see Marine Johannes hit 3 straight threes. Went going left off one leg off balance, cashed out. So they got to see a little bit of everything. Oh, so all of you are Liberty fans. Oh, that's dope. That's good. So they got to see a win. That's great. I know you were a Liberty fan. I didn't know if the rest of the fam were. Let me search the social media and see if any breaking news has happened since we've been on stream in the WNBA world. Nope, don't see anything. Do not see anything. But I don't know what's up with the Sparks. I thought the Sparks would be better. I'm about to send a tweet out. I thought the Sparks would be a better team than they have shown. disappointing, really. I just want to see when Cam Brink comes back, what happens. Like, what do y'all think happens when Cameron Brink comes back? Does she move into the starting lineup? Who do they move to the bench? Hamby or Stevens? Or they're not gonna play all three of them, so it's gonna be interesting to see what Coach Roberts does. You're gonna have to slowly work her back, honestly. To be fair, so Cam Brink will probably come off the bench to start, but when she's ready to go, who do you bench? That's gonna be the question. That's where the coaches get paid the big bucks. Because who she was your top one of your top picks. You can't just leave her on the bench forever over Hamby and Stevens, especially depending on where you guys are record wise towards the time when she comes back. You just build for the future, build for another draft pick. I don't know. Decisions have to be made, people. So we're still at halftime. Liz said Brinks is a rookie, sort of. Yeah, I mean, she really is. She's only played. I'm about to tell you how many games she's played right now. She's played less than 20 games. They gotta be. Cameron Brink. CO. I mean, look at by game log. I can't even go back to last year. Damn, stats. Yeah, she's played 15 games, people. Not even half a season. She's played 15 games. She played 15 games, 22 minutes, 7.5 points. Let me show it to you. I'm over here. I have the ability to show you guys stuff here, and I'll be forgetting. I'm just looking at it by myself. Let me zoom in for y'all. So 15 games for Cameron Brink, 22 minutes, 7.5 points, 5 rebounds, 2.3 blocks. She was leading the league in blocks before she got hurt. Only 15 games for Cam Brink. This is the news. Let me see if they have any like overview for her. See, they just say Brink has been ruled out for Wednesday's game against the Fever. They haven't really given any serious stuff, and they can't even go back to look at her stats from last year on ESPN. That is, but I guess these are the stats. So this is the game she hurt herself on June 18th. That was the last game that she played, June 18th. And we're at June 26th, so it's only been about, like I said, a year and a week since Cameron Brink last played in the W. And you see it was a learning curve for her. She had some games with 0 points. She was getting into foul trouble. But as any rookie was, she was adjusting. So hope to see Cam Brink back soon. But they have to make some hard choices. Not hard choices, but they have to make some choices there in LA. If by the All-Star break they haven't won 10 games, they'll probably just have to put her in there. To be completely honest with you, because you're not gonna get any better. Let me see how many games total the All-Star break. All-Star break is between July 15th and July 22nd. I think it's that weekend, so it's probably like the 18th, 19th. Daniel says, Jay, what team do I think DeWanna signs with? I don't know. She's saying she wants Atlanta or Phoenix, but none of those teams. I don't think any of those teams fit her or fit. Atlanta definitely not. Let me rewind. Let's rewind. So it depends on what DeWanna Bonner wants to do. Does DeWanna Bonner want to start, or does she just want to be on a team that that's a definite for the playoffs or definite for contention? That's the thing. I don't know what DeWanna Bonner's goal is. According to the article, they're saying it wasn't a fit. I don't know if the fit was playing time or just they were running too fast or something. I don't know what the true story is, and we probably won't ever know unless a tell-all happens or something. But it depends on what she wants. If she wants to start, the Fever, I mean not the Fever, the Mercury or the Dream are not the places for her to go because she's not going to start on those teams. If she just wants to add to her career numbers, she's already number 2 all time in scoring, or number 3 all time in scoring, excuse me, in W history. Then you just go to a sucky team and pad your stats. So who knows what DeWanna wants to do. So including this game, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7 games until the All-Star break, the Sparks, including today. So we'll see what their record is in 7 games. They play Chicago, New York, Indiana, Minnesota, Connecticut, and Washington. I see 1, maybe 2 wins in that span. So we're talking about, and I see them losing tonight. So they'll be 4-12. That puts you at 6. So out of the last 6, I see 2 wins. That's 6 and I can't do math. 6 and 16. Yeah, that's, I don't know. I don't think that gets it done. Game's coming back on though. I'm over here chatting away. I don't even think I reset the quarters and nothing. I'm just chatting away. Quarter has started. Let's get back started here. The Fever missed the first basket of the third quarter. And ball is rebounded by the Sparks. Thanks for hanging with me for the halftime report. I'm going to end this poll now before y'all start cheating. I joke, I kid. Plum over to Rakia. Rakia attacks the basket, and the ball trickles off the front of the rim. Rebound to Boston. Colson with the ball. Over to Mitchell in the left wing. Mitchell hopping into the lane. Throws it out to Boston. Boston deep 2 from the baseline and misses. Rebound to Hamby. Pam says, "What's surprised the Utah coach left for the Sparks? Left a pretty secure university position. I guess she wanted another challenge." Missed by the Sparks. Rebound to the Fever. Robert, salute. Thanks for finding the stream and joining. Mitchell misses the layup. Excuse me. Rebound to the Sparks. Just leaning back a bit. Hamby with the ball. Hamby handoff to Plum. Plum over to Petty. Petty over to Azare. Azare wide open for the right wing 3. Fight for the rebound, and it falls into Hamby's hand. They call a foul there on Aliyah Boston fighting for that rebound. Art Dog says, "I think she'll be the 6th man for a minute." Yeah, they have to work her back in. Her conditioning is probably all off. The game probably going to be super fast for her. She was already a rookie, only played 15 games. And then to get thrown back into the fire off the ACL, they definitely got to work her back in. Plum with the ball, attacking Mitchell. And another foul there, this time by Kelsey Mitchell. Ball and play to Plum. Plum, bullet pass to Hamby. Hamby tries to touch it to Rakia. And another turnover here. Colson drops it off to Mitchell. Mitchell reverse layup is good. Kelsey Mitchell with the basket. Let's see what Kelsey up to now. Kelsey Mitchell up to 9 points. Plum over to Petty. Petty almost travels there. Petty over to Azare Stevens. Stevens tries to drive on Howard. Picks up her dribble though. Howard tries to sell it. Touch pass back to Azare. Azare goes up and scores. Howard was saying she got popped in the mouth. I don't know if she was selling it, but the refs don't call it. 36-32. Kelsey Mitchell, right side over to Howard. Howard tries to dribble handoff with Hull. Finds Hull. Hamby in the passing lane. Another turnover here. Azare over to Hamby. Hamby, Euro stepping through the lane. Layup is up and good for Dearica Hamby. Defense to offense there for the road team. 36-34. Back to a 2-point game. Hamby up to 7 points. Ball finds its way to Mitchell, top of the key. Mitchell comes off the screen. Probe dribble, goes between the legs, right side to Colson, corner to Hull. Hull in the right corner, finds Howard at the foul line. She drives. Looks like Azare Stevens gets a block, but they call a foul. And Azare's not complaining, so it definitely was a foul on her. So Howard at the line for 2 free throws, 36-34. And Howard, well, looks like they got a mic on the rim. That was a loud brick there. She misses the first. Natasha Howard for the second free throw, and she cashes in that one. So it's a 3-point game, 37-34. Home team on top. Shea Petty with the ball. You have Plum with the ball, left side over to Azare. Azare looking for the handoff, gets it to Petty. Petty with 5 on the clock. Petty into the lane, doesn't get the foul call, and they say it was deflected out of bounds by Colson with 4 seconds to go on the clock. Ball into Plum. Plum pump fakes, 2 seconds. Plum just has to throw it up. It hits the rim. Fight for the rebound, and Boston secures it. Hall races down the floor, and Lexi Hall with the basket. 39-34. Plum with the ball. Down to Rakia. Rakia spins off and scores. Rakia's first basket since the first quarter. 39-36. Need to use Rakia a little bit more here in this second half if they want a chance to win. Mitchell with the ball. Comes off the screen going left. Snakes back right. Gets cut off by Rakia Jackson and fouled. So it's 39-36 here. Fever on top by 3. Substitutions happening. Azare to the bench. Petty to the bench. Oh, they called it on Stevens. I thought it was on Rakia Jackson. So 4 fouls on Azare Stevens. She has to go take a seat. So Sophie Cunningham checks into the game. Natasha Howard goes to the bench. So it's Cunningham, Boston, Mitchell, McDonald, and Hull. McDonald comes off the screen going right over to Cunningham. Left side to Hull. Hull, the ball slips right through her hands and out of bounds. Turnover by Indiana. That is their 9th. Ball in play here with the Fever and with the Sparks and Kelsey Plum over to Cannon. Cannon with the ball, gets it to Rakia. Rakia pump fakes, comes off the screen, up top to Hamby. Hamby, hand off to Plum. Plum almost carries, dribbles it back. Plum with 4 on the clock, into the paint, goes up. Left hand layup is good. Kelsey Plum, one of her easiest drives to the basket, darts in and scores. 39-38. 1-point game. Mitchell over to Boston. Boston over to Cunningham. Cunningham down to Boston, guarded by the veteran Cannon. Boston posts up. They send a late double. Boston pretty much behind the rim, tries to hook it in. It grazes off the rim. Ashley Barker over to Plum. Plum gets cut off by McDonald. Plum gets back to her left hand, step through, and no foul call. Fight for the rebound, and the Fever have it. Mitchell quickly up the court. Transition 3. K. Mitch knocks down the transition 3. They had a 3-on-3. Kelsey Mitchell stops at the 3-point line. Dead on 3. Cashes in. It's 42-38. Rickea with the ball. Rickea picks up her dribble. Over to Plum. Almost a turnover. Ari McDonald dives on the floor and saves it. Throws it over to Boston. Boston in transition goes up and smokes the layup. She wanted a foul call, but no foul call there. Ashley Barker for 3. Misses. Hamby with the rebound. Put up foul and 1. Dearica Hamby. So good hustle play there by Ari McDonald. She dove on the floor, gave it to Aliyah Boston. She ran down the floor. She thought she got pushed in the back, misses the easy layup. The Sparks come down, get the ball to Hamby on the offensive rebound. She scores, gets fouled, and will go to the line for one more when we come back from commercial. So to keep track of our little poll that we had, score is 42-40. That is correct. We said who would outscore who in the third. Currently, the Sparks are outscoring the Fever 10-8 in this first quarter. 60% of y'all said Fever, so you're in danger of losing that. Man, these fries are cold now, but I'm gonna still eat them. Salute to everybody on the stream. Appreciate you guys for tuning in on this Thursday evening of Amazon Prime Video Hoops featuring the WNBA. No, if you're just joining, no Caitlin Clark for the Fever. She's out with a groin injury. And then said if RC can like 2 WNBA teams like NBA. Listen, man, you're right. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right, my friend. I cannot knock you for liking 2 teams. Listen, the Valkyries are becoming one of my favorite teams to watch. Except when they play us. But I like watching the Valkyries. They're going to be a scary team if they make the playoffs. And they're not even in their final form yet. They're missing so many of their players overseas who went to go play over in Eurobasket. Those players should be back next week. The final day of the Eurobasket tournament is on Sunday. And all 3 of their players are in the final stages over there. Pac-Man, what's going on? Salute. Hope you're doing well. I will say this game is moving by fairly quickly. So I just got the alert. Brittany Sykes for the next game for the Mystics and the Aces. Brittany Sykes is ruled out again with that'll be her second game missed with the leg injury. Salute for the sub. I've seen somebody else just subbed. Not sure who it was, but appreciate you subbing. Yeah, Liz. Kate Martin was on fire. Kate Martin was on fire last night. Ball back. Some action there. Oh, Hamby. Look, they were in commercial so long. I missed that Hamby missed a free throw. What is happening here? So it's 42-40, people. Carries how many fries I got? I literally put like half a bag of Checkers fries in the fryer and I just dumped it on the plate. Foul here by Emma Cannon trying to protect the paint against Boston posting up. Pac-Man said, good game. Just started watching. Yeah, good game in that the score is close, but the hoops isn't the greatest. the actual hoops isn't the greatest hoops right now. Not super appealing, but close games are better than blowouts. Kelsey Mitchell off the screen for 3. They call a foul. It counts and 1. She'll get I think the foul was away from the play. So Kelsey Mitchell knocks down the three. The foul was called away from the play by Barker. So they'll see if Kelsey Mitchell was in the shooting motion before the foul occurred. Oh, I don't know. That's close. That is close. They're gonna see if the foul was simultaneous with the upward shooting motion or was it before. If So we'll see if that 3-point shot still counts. The referees are reviewing it right now. If it counts, it'll be a 5-point game. Boston will shoot the free throw for the 4-point play. If not, the three comes off the board and it'll be sidelined out of bounds for the Fever. Oh, so it gets wiped off the board, people. It gets wiped off the board. So the three gets wiped off the board. It's sidelined out of bounds. Yeah, it's way before the upward motion. Not way before, but it's slightly before the upward motion. So it's sidelined out of bounds for the Indiana Fever. No 3-pointer on that possession. Back to a 2-point game. 42-40. Right? Lexi Holta inbound right by her bench. Gets it into McDonald. Aaron McDonald with the ball. McDonald comes off the screen going left. And they call. So the Fever are in the bonus. Now that was another foul call. Foul on Sarah Ashley Barker. So now there's automatic free throws the rest of this quarter. So Aaron McDonald at the line for 2 free throws. She hit her first shot of the game, which was a 3. She's missed the last couple. So Aaron McDonald was on the LA Sparks training camp roster to begin the season. Or during training camp, I should say. Didn't make the final roster. Was at home waiting for a call. Gets calls for a hardship contract with the Fever. The fan base and the team falls in love with her. They had to release her due to players coming back, and now she's signed on a rest of season contract. While all saying that, she knocks down 1 out of the 2 free throws. Rickea Jackson tries to attack Hull, fight for the rebound. It's out of bounds off the Sparks. She misses that one. 43-40. Ball and play with the Fever. Aaron McDonald with the ball. McDonald, top of the key. They're going to run that same play. Rescreen for her. She goes to her right. Hezzy dribbles back out. They're trying to get it down to Boston. They get it down to Boston. By Cannon. She spins, loses the ball. It goes out of bounds. Turnover there by Aliyah Boston. She tries to. Nah, that's she just lost the ball there. Good defense by Cannon. Cannon for 3, misses. Long rebound to Petty. Petty out to Cannon. Top of the key, left side to Rickea. Rickea goes, attacks left. Skips through, tries to reverse it. Hits the bottom of the backboard. Rebound to Cunningham. Over to Hull. Hull bounce past to McDonald. And McDonald gets fouled and won. Off a missed shot, the Fever love to run. Larry McDonald gets open under the basket, gets fouled from behind by Petty, and makes the layup. You got to run with these Fever girls. So Aaron McDonald up the line for the 3-point play. So that 3 that gets wiped off the board doesn't hurt. They're back up anyway. Yeah, TM, Caitlin injured again. A groin injury this time. She completes the 3-point play, Aaron McDonald, and has 6 in her Indiana Fever return. Well, 7 in her Indiana Fever return. Rickea Jackson with the ball. She, as I mentioned, she has to come alive here. Rickea with the ball. Stops, loses the ball. Plum saves her. Plum for 3. Oh, they needed that badly. Kelsey Plum on a broken play hits the right wing 3. 3-point game. Aaron McDonald tries to attack Plum on the other end. Gets over to Hull. Hull drives middle of the floor out to McDonald. Wide open for three. And she misses. Fight for the rebound. And they call a foul on Emma Cannon. So the Fever will go back to the line since they are in the bonus right now. They're showing some flashbacks on the screen of Lexi Hall and of Stanford University and Ari McDonald of Arizona facing off in the NCAA championship game a couple of years back. I think it was like 2020. Howard knocks down the first free throw. Azare checks in with 4 free throws. Rakia Jackson a little frustrated. Leah King checks in as well. So it's 47-43. Buckets have been few and far between since that first quarter, and Howard knocks down both. 48-43 here. Ball in play. Petty over to Mercedes Russell. Back to Petty. Petty saves it. Good defense by the Fever. They're getting their hands in these passing lanes. Stevens over to Russell. Over to Plum. Plum with 7 on the clock. Plum for a 3 and misses. Rebound to Cunningham. Cunningham out to McDonald. McDonald, they let her go right down the lane and they call a foul there on Plum. So Aaron McDonald getting into the paint, drawing some fouls here. Nobody stops the ball. Aaron McDonald goes right down the lane. Plum tries to cut her off and gets called for the foul. So McDonald back at the line. First free throw is up and it rattles out. I can't lie. I picked up Aaron McDonald on my fantasy team today. I needed some points. I'm missing a couple of my players are out, but that I can't drop. Nafisa hurt. John Quell hurt. Janelle Salon over in Eurobasket, so I needed some points. Aaron McDonald knocks down the second. 49-43, under 2 minutes to go here. Over to Russell. Russell with the ball. Hand off to King. King comes off the screen. Gets into the paint. Spin move. Tries to score and gets fouled there by Bree Turner, who's checked into the game. Leah King, the rookie out of Notre Dame, will go to the line for 2 free throws. 28th pick in the draft. Thank you, broadcaster. I knew the other stuff. Couldn't remember what pick she was. King knocks down the first. To make it a 5-point game, Leah King for the second is up, and she knocks down the second. So Leah King, how many she got? Ball in play. She's up to those were her second and third points of the game. Kelsey Mitchell with the ball. Crossover. Steps back for 3. Oh, Kelsey Mitchell. Dirty. Snatch back with the left. Pulls up for 3. Cashes out. 52-45. Kelsey Mitchell. Cash out. Over to Plum. Plum comes off the screen. Plum hezzy dribble. And they call a foul on the floor there by Ari McDonald. Kelsey Mitchell up to 15 points. Game high. So both teams in the bonus now, in the foul bonus. Yeah, TM, we were just talking about that earlier. Didn't expect LA to be this bad. Didn't. Fever called a timeout. I don't know if they're challenging this or not, or they're just using the timeout, one of those use it or lose it timeouts. But we have a timeout right now. Did not expect the LA Sparks to be this bad. Oh, it is a challenge. So Steph White is challenging that previous foul call. So we got 117 to go in the third. To look at our little poll that we had. The Fever have retaken the lead for third quarter scoring. They're leading 18-15. So the pendulum swings once again. Oh, they called the foul on Ari for tripping up Mercedes Russell. Unsuccessful challenge by Stephanie White. So there will be 2 free throws there. I'm feeling good, guys. I will be doing that second game. I feel good. So we'll have a little break in between games. The game starts at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then we'll come back and do Mystics and Aces for 9:50 Eastern. Game starts at 10 p.m. Eastern. Mercedes Russell will shoot the free throw. She hits the first. Mercedes knocks down both. 52-47. Caitlin Clark was talking to the refs there saying that wasn't a foul. Those were Mercedes' first 2 points of the game. Kelsey Mitchell with the ball. Comes off the screen going right. Gets back to her dominant left hand. Throws it over in the corner to Cunningham. She's been pretty quiet. Cunningham into the paint. As I say that, she goes from the left corner all the way around into the paint and scores the layup. She's up to 10 points. 54-47. And they call a foul there by Bree Turner for running over Kelsey Plum. So both teams in the penalty. Another clock stoppage. Will be more free throws here. Azarae Stevens knows she can't be fouling. She already has 4 fouls. Let Sophie Cunningham go there on the layup. So Kelsey Plum at the line for free throws. K Plum rattles in the first free throw. She's a 90% free throw shooter. Her first free throws of the game. Second free throw is up. Oh, she misses the second. Announcer's jinx. 9 points, 5 assists. She's gonna need to have a big fourth quarter since I thought Rakia would be the one to have it. Mitchell with the ball. Steps back for 3. Oh, Kelsey Mitchell feeling it right now. Knocks down another 3. And we have a whistle here. Kelsey Mitchell. They sag off her off that screen. You got to get up on her and force the ball out of her hands. Mercedes Russell stepping back as she steps back and knocks down the 3. She's a certified bucket there. Ball in play with the Sparks. 57-48, 9-point game. About a 10-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock over to Plum. Plum need to fight back. She can't let the... And they call a moving screen by Leah 2 King. Ari McDonald draws that foul trying to fight over the screen. Carrie said, thank God for French fries. No, seriously, man. Thank God. Ball in play. Kelsey Plum goes to the bench. Ari McDonald with the ball. I would give it back to Kelsey and let her go to work. 10 seconds. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. 6. Ari McDonald gets downhill, throws it up, draws the foul on Petty. Jeez, this quarter, they just calling foul after foul here. Shea Petty gets her hands in there. Smart move by Ari McDonald. Yes, it's Elite Mitchell cooking 2 games in a row. McDonald, she just can't make the first free throw. She misses again the first free throw. Bree Turner checks in for Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell in this game up to 18 points on 6 of 12 shooting. She's knocked down 4 threes. And McDonald knocks down the second. So she just keeps going 1 for 2. Shea Petty with the ball. 2 seconds. 1 second. Shea Petty to the basket and scores. Shea Petty at the buzzer goes coast to coast, lays it in, and gets that deficit back to single digits. 58-50. Shea Petty coast to coast off the inbound and scores. So we're getting ready for the fourth and final quarter, people. Fourth and final quarter of this game. And salute to those who said the Fever would outscore the Sparks in this one, in this quarter, 24-20. So that was one of their higher scoring quarters of this game. So the 66% or 60% of y'all who said Fever would, salute, you were correct. They outscored them 24-20 in that quarter. 8-point deficit for the Sparks. I have no faith they can come back. They've shown nothing that they can come back in this game. So I have no faith in them. But let's take a look at the box score. Rickea Jackson had 8 points in that first quarter, only 2 points since. And she doesn't have any fouls, so it's not even foul trouble you can blame it on. 9 for Hamby, has 7 turnovers. Azurá Stevens has 4 fouls, 9 points. Kelsey Plum with 9 points. She's only taken 8 shots, 2 for 5 from 3. She does have 5 assists. Shea Petty gets her 5th point of the game with that last second layup. Sarah Ashley Barker was throwing the ball all over the gym. She has 3 turnovers, no points. 2 for Russell, 4 for King, and 2 for Cannon. They're shooting 23.5% from 3. They have 19 turnovers, and we still have a quarter to play. For the Fever, Lexi Hull with 4 points and 5 turnovers. Does have 7 rebounds. 11 for Natasha Howard. 6 for Aliyah Boston. Pretty quiet night for her after having her career high 31. I think it was a career high. 31 in the last game. 18 for Kelsey Mitchell. And Sid Colton with none. Cunningham with 10. McDonald with 9. And they're shooting 31% from 3, 36% from the field, and they have 10 turnovers. All right. Ready for the fourth and final quarter here. Ready for the fourth and final quarter. Salute to everybody hanging around. I just mentioned I will be back for the 10 o'clock game. I will be back for the 10 o'clock game between the Mystics and the Las Vegas Aces. All right, fourth quarter about to start. Fourth quarter about to start. 8-point game. So Sparks to inbound to start the fourth. Shea Petty with the ball. She scored the last bucket of the third quarter. It's Petty, Barker, Russell, King, and Stevens. Russell handoff to Petty. Petty almost loses it, throws it out. Stevens saves it with 7 on the clock. Stevens over to Barker. Barker jab steps. Barker throws up the floater off glass, fight for the rebound, and Boston secures it. Quickly over to Hull. Hull with the ball. Spin move. Drops it off to Howard. Howard goes up and scores. Good find there by Lexi Hull. Howard finding the open space and scoring. Of course, Cicely, of course. Anything for the people. Stevens with the ball. Stevens finds the cutting King, but Hull playing the passing lane, and it goes out of bounds. 10-point game here. Sparks the inbound to get it into Stevens. Stevens gets bumped from behind. Foul and one. Azare Stevens will go to the line for the 3-point play. Oh, I'm dropping fries. Fell in my lap. For the 3-point play, Azare Stevens knocks it down. 7-point lead here now. Colson with the ball. Right side of the 3-point line. Gets it down to Boston. Boston against Hamby. Tries to feed it. It skips all the way through to Cunningham. Boston repost. Attacks, goes up. And they call an offensive foul. Oh, yeah. She throws that elbow right into Hamby's neck there. Ball down to Hamby. Hamby faces up. Down to Stevens in the post against Howard. And she scores. So back-to-back buckets. Excuse me. Back-to-back buckets by Azare Stevens. And it's a 5-point game here. She's up to 14 points. Colson with the ball. Guarded tightly by Petty. Over to Cunningham. Cunningham to Howard. Handoff to Cunningham. Cunningham gets fouled there by Rakia Jackson. That's her first foul of the game. So Kelsey Mitchell will check back in. Ball into Mitchell. She comes off the bench, tries to pass it, and Stevens almost had to steal, but it hits her right in the hands and falls out of bounds. Carrie says, "Can you see CC on the bench?" Yeah, she's active. She's super active. She's sitting in a hoodie on the bench as Hall comes off the screen, off the inbound play, and scores the mid-range jump shot. 62-55 over to Hamby, top of the key. Over to Petty, right side. Finds the cutting Stevens and gets fouled from behind. Or do they call it on Mitchell? So Mitchell with the reaching foul, and they'll go to the line. They're spamming this Azare Stevens play down low, and it's worked all 3 times. Azare at the free throw line, she misses though, so I don't know if you can count it as working now. Azare Stevens knocks down the second. So they said there's 3 players in the top of the leagues in blocks and steals. Asia, Nafisa, and Azare. That's an interesting stat there. Too bad it's not resulting in wins. Ball over to Howard. That's why basketball's a team game. Howard with the ball with 5 on the clock. Hand off to Colson. Colson drops it off to Howard. They call a foul by Rakia Jackson. The Sparks have been doing these late clock fouls, bailing out the fever here. That's not disciplined basketball. Colson into Mitchell. And Plum with the strip. And they have the turnover here. Good defense by Plum. Just swats it out of their hands. And Colson almost gets it back, and they call a foul on Colson. She's not happy with that. But they don't have any challenges. They can't challenge. Well, that looked clean. That looked clean. And she says a couple choice words that I can't repeat that I can't repeat on stream. That looked clean. Nah, I don't even trust Colson to make the layup. She'd be smoking wide open layups on the fast breaks. Ball with Hamby though. Hamby over to Rakia. Rakia, I need you, girl. Just for yourself. Rakia, foul line jump shot. There you go. Rakia Jackson knocks down the midi. She can get that every day of the week. It's a 4-point game here. Rakia with 12 points. Who's this? This is Colson. Colson with the ball. Corner to Howard. They're trying to get the Boston bat. Terrible pass by Howard. Stolen by Rakia. What you got for me, Rakia? Terrible pass to Hamby. Back to Rakia, though. It works out. She smokes the layup. Azare trying to shoot the ball without the ball being in her hands. What is happening here? And they blow an easy layup. Hull for 3. And Boston with the offensive rebound. That was hilarious. Whoa! She gave her the stiff arm. What is happening? They call a foul on the floor. Boston gives her a stiff arm in the paint. What just happened? Nah, that's gotta be an offensive foul. You gotta be kidding me. Challenge that. She then gave her a forearm shiver. There's no way. They gotta challenge that, and they do challenge that. Well, that was crazy. Oh, they go into commercial now. 62-58. She literally said and pushed her out the way. And the ref looking right at it and said, "Nah, that's a defensive foul." No, what is happening? So they try to get it. Looked like it was probably trying to be a makeup call for the foul that they called on Colson. They tried to give Boston a free one. That was crazy though. TM says Stevens kind of soft in the paint. Yeah, I mean she is nothing but skin and bones out there. She just tall and lanky. That was crazy. But it's only a 4-point game here, people. Sparks making it interesting. Cicely said Aliyah trying to pull a Jedi mind trick. That's not the foul you saw. That's it, man. And then she looked at the ref like, I ain't do nothing. That was hilarious. All right, my fries are done. These are the last 2. Or last 1. It held me over. It held me down. It gave me some energy. Appreciate you guys hanging on the stream. That gave me energy as well. We got a nice crowd in here. Make sure you leave a like. Subscribe if you're new here. We got a couple new subs today. Gotten 4 new subs since we started streaming today. Appreciate everyone who subbed up today. Make sure you like the stream. Helps the channel tremendously. Mom, stop policing my eating. I literally put like 3/4 of the bag in the air fryer and dumped it on a plate 2 minutes before I started. So, listen, that's dinner. There we go. Refreshing. We'll take a quick look at the box score. 4-point game. 4-point game. Sparks are outscoring the Fever 8-4 in this quarter. Leading scores for both teams, 15 for Azare Stevens and 18 for Kelsey Mitchell. Those are the leading scorers for these teams. Both teams struggling from 3. 23% for the Sparks, 30% for the Fever. They said the challenge was unsuccessful. That is insane. That is insane. So both teams out of challenges. That is absolutely wild to me how that's not a reversal. Kelsey Mitchell off the screen. Handoff rattles it in. Good. Kelsey Mitchell. She has a spring in her step. That's back-to-back 20-point games for Kelsey Mitchell. Hamby with the ball. Stops, goes up, gets fouled there by Boston. So Hamby will go to the line. Boston gets the foul on that one. She got lucky. So Aliyah Boston, that was her third foul. Hamby misses the first free throw. Hamby, not the greatest free throw shooter. Misses the first. Hamby, second free throw is up, and she cashes in the second. So it's 64-59. Two wrongs don't make it right, they say, but it does in basketball case, it makes it sort of even. She traveled though, and now Boston gets the foul on the other end. Jeez. This is gonna turn into a foul-filled quarter. The Sparks are in the bonus here. So Boston at the line for free throws. First free throw is up. She knocks it in. And Boston at the line for the second free throw. It's up. And she knocks that one in as well. So it's 66-59 here. Petty over to Hamby. Hamby in the post against Boston. Over to Plum. Plum attacks right. Now has Boston on her. Or crosses over. Throws it over in the corner to Azare. They need it for three. Azare Stevens. Big three from the corner right in front of her bench. Azare Stevens has been her. She's been the offense for them in this fourth quarter. 4-point game. 18 for Azare. Boston over to Howard. And it's a kick ball there by Azare Stevens on that entry pass. Miracle, salute for the super chat. Do we need to have pizza delivery for dinner tonight for pizza fun appreciation? Oh man, we may. I might need to order me the $5 box. They still do that at Domino's. I haven't ordered Domino's in a while. Alexi Hull under the basket over to Boston. Shot clock violation. Great defense there by the Sparks. I don't know if they still do that $5 box at $5 pan pizza at Domino's. I haven't had Domino's in a long time. Ball and play with the Sparks, but I appreciate the super chat. 66-62. Plum with the ball. Comes off the screen. Plum, guarded by Howard. Gets downhill. Goes to the right hand and scores. K. Plum, a natural lefty, attacks right and scores. And we have a 2-point game on our hands, people. Kelsey Mitchell tries to return the favor. Gets it out to Ari McDonald. Top of the key. Boston in the paint. They shading a double to her. Boston throws up some bull and misses. Rebound to Plum. Sparks with a chance to tie or take the lead here. Plum over to Petty. Down to Hamby. Hamby reverses. Finds Plum. Plum pump fakes for three. Resets. Fires. Three is good. Kelsey Plum contested three, and the Sparks complete the comeback. They take their first lead since the second quarter. She pump fakes, jab steps, pulls up over Kelsey Mitchell, cashes out for three. Kelsey Plum. Big shot. Plum knocks it down. 67-66. We got a game on our hands, people. Let's take a look at the box score there. Wow, Kelsey Plum scores the layup on the previous possession. Jab step, cash from three. So the Sparks outscore a 17-8 run in this quarter for the Los Angeles Sparks to retake the lead. 67-66. They haven't led since early in the second. Kelsey Plum and Azare Stevens doing what they can here. You got 12 from Jackson, 10 from Hamby, 18 from Stevens, and Plum with that 3 gives her 14 points and 6 assists. Fever is struggling a bit here to contain the Sparks. You have 20 from Kelsey Mitchell. They need to continue to get the ball to her. She's been playing really well, shooting very efficiently. Aliyah Boston with 8 points and 10 rebounds. She does have the rebounds, but she's 3 for 11 from the field today. Not good. So this is what Caitlin brings. So when Caitlin and Aliyah run that pick and roll, they usually try to trap Caitlin. Caitlin drops the ball over the top to Aliyah. Aliyah has the whole paint to drive into. She drives, somebody comes, she'll kick it out to the corners to Hull or Cunningham or whoever's in the corners, and then it's easy money. When Caitlin's not out there, the gravity is not the same with Sydney Colson running the point, or even Kelsey Mitchell. They'll live with Kelsey Mitchell stepping back for 3 or whatever. But when Caitlin's out there, they know her passing can really, her deeper shots can beat you. They'll rather live with her passing and let somebody else do it, and it's not working the same tonight. But credit to the Sparks staying persistent here, and they've clawed back and taken the lead. What's up, Major? Major says Fever are doing that thing where they ISO ball every possession. Yeah, they've been trying to force it to Boston the last couple possessions, and it hasn't worked out. That was a tough shot by Plum, though. It's the two scorers for them, Mitchell and Plum, as I mentioned, both top 5 in the NCAA in scoring all time, and they're both lefties. All right, let's see what happens here, people. Let's see what happens here. Ball coming right on back with the Fever. Let's see what Stephanie White cooked up in this timeout. I'll give you the lineup rundown once I can see him. Ball in play here. We have McDonald, Cunningham, Boston, Mitchell, and that's probably Hull. Yep, Hull in the corner. McDonald over to Mitchell. Mitchell comes off the screen going left. Over to Hull. Hull pump fakes. Ari McDonald's open on the baseline out to Cunningham. They leave Mitchell open. She resets. 3. Mitchell. Oh, she misses the wide open one. Hull saves it, but saves it right out of bounds. That would have been that was an incredible called play by Stephanie. I don't know if she called it that way, but it ends up with a wide open Mitchell 3, the person you want with the ball. She misses the wide open one. Sparks with a chance to make this a 3-point game. We have a foul here. Both teams are in the bonus, so it's automatic free throws, any foul. Yeah, Ari was wide open on that baseline. She hesitated, but they still ended up getting a great shot, but it didn't pan out. Plum, always with that sheepish grin on her face. I don't know if that's just her natural facial expression or what, but she knocks down the first free throw. It's like she'd be smiling at the rim, like trying to coax the rim to let the ball fall in. She knocks down both. 69-66. Plum up to 15 here. 69-66. Mitchell with the ball. She comes off the screen. Mitchell, snatch back dribble over to Cunningham. Cunningham down to Boston and draws the foul on Rakia. They can't review it, Rakia, so there's nothing you can really do. You got to get there a little bit earlier on Rakia on that help defense. But Boston going back to the line for free throws. Major says that was a good set. Kel dribble set got her off the shot. Yeah, she likes to use that dribble to balance herself. It didn't work out that time. Boston hits the first free throw. 2-point game. Both teams in the bonus. Let me run my clock down. It's actually 3:23 to go in this game. Boston second free throw is up and good. 1-point game here. 69-68, 3:20 to go in the fourth. They find Azare. Azare goes up and somehow squeaks it in over Boston. So it's been Azare Stevens in this fourth quarter. Ari McDonald gets downhill, gets fouled, and won. Ari McDonald gets to the paint, draws the foul, and will go to the line for the 3-point play. They can tie this game here. Blows right by, reaching. I don't know if they call it on Azare Stevens or it's on Kelsey Plum. They call it on, I don't know who they called it on. Ari knocks down the 3, and it's a tie game again, people. We have a good one on our hands. 71 all. Petty with the ball, guarded tightly by Mitchell. Gets it into Plum. And they call a timeout. Lynn Roberts calls a timeout. You could barely hear the whistle. It was so loud in there. Timeout there by Lynn Roberts. This is a crucial possession here. So it's been the Azare and Kelsey Plum show. I expect to see one or both of them touch the ball on this possession. We have a good one on our hands, people. Let me sit up. Whew. Let me sit up. We got a good one on our hands. Salute to everybody who's joined in for the watch along. Appreciate you guys. We've been having some pretty decent games on the watch alongs. Not too many blowouts, which is always a good sign of parity in the league. So 2:53 to go in this game. Tie game, 71-71. The Sparks have come all the way back to take the lead. Fever have retied it. They're outscoring the Fever 21-13 in this quarter. Ari and Kelsey Plum having a little laugh there. Ari probably knows the plays. Gets it into Hamby. Hamby on the right-hand side attacks. What a find by Hamby to Ricky in the right-hand layup. What a play call by Lynn Roberts. I got to salute that. What a play call. It's a 2-point game now. 73-71. Ball over to Mitchell. Oh, Mitchell wide open for 3. Short. Man, the last 2 threes by Kelsey Mitchell. Wide open, and she's missed both. Damn, I got another salute, Janelle, for the super chat. Adding to the pizza fund. Man, you're forcing me to buy pizza tonight at this rate. Plum into the paint. Plum up and under, scoops it up with the left and scores. Kelsey Plum pirouettes in the paint, up and under, scores with the left. It's a 4-point game. She's up to 18. Dude, that might be breakfast tomorrow. Oh, Kelsey Mitchell almost throws it out of bounds. Cunningham saves it. Over to McDonald in the corner. McDonald with 5 on the clock. Oh, Hamby with a stupid foul. It's just discipline by the LA Sparks. Discipline. Fouling Ari McDonald 26 feet from the basket with 3 seconds left on the clock. Like, what is the reason? Anyways, it makes the game more interesting. Ari McDonald at the line for 2 free throws. Cicely said Liberty at Phoenix on Friday. Yeah. I'm gonna keep an eye on that game. I won't be doing a watch along, but I will be keeping an eye on that one. She knocks down both free throws. So it's 75-73, 2-point game. William said, who am I rooting for? Not really rooting for anybody, but I want to see good basketball, not stupid basketball. The only team I really root for is the Liberty, as you can see from my backgrounds there. Rakia over to Hamby. Hamby with 5 on the clock. Hamby picks up her dribble over to Plum. Plum pump fakes for 3, 2. Plum into the paint, hangs, and they call a foul, but it may be a shot clock violation. They're probably going to review this. They got to review this. And Stephanie White calls her team over. I don't know if she got that layup off in time. Kelsey Plum drives. I can't see the clock or the lights on the backboard there. 2-1. It depends on where they called the foul. It was probably before, so um Kelsey Plum will be shooting 2 free throws. Yeah, so that foul is gonna count. If I had to choose right now, I would say Sparks because they're up. I would say Sparks because they're up right now. But this game turned out to be a really good game. I thought the Sparks were about to get smoked after that third quarter. But behind Kelsey Plum and Azare Stevens in this fourth quarter, they're outscoring the Fever by 10 to have a 2-point lead right now. 1:31 to go. Kelsey Plum going back to the line for 2 free throws. Let me do. I don't know why this is up here. They couldn't pass 65 plus past few games, yeah. But the Fever, their defense is better, but it's not the best defense. As Kelsey Plum knocks down the first free throw to make it a 3-point game. This next one can make it a 2-possession game here. Second one is up and good. Kelsey Plum, a 90% foul shooter. Kelsey Plum up to 20 points now. Second half has been hers. So especially this fourth quarter. Mitchell with the ball. Mitchell comes off the screen. Out to Hull. Up top to Cunningham. Right side to Ari. Ari down to Boston. Boston goes up and scores. They work the ball around the horn, and Boston gets the layup. 2-point game again. Shea Petty crosses half court here. Over to Hamby. Ooh, we got a good one on our hands, people. Petty down to Azare, and we have a jump ball between Azare and Ari McDonald, the shortest person on the court and the tallest person on the court. They try to run that same Azare Stevens play. Ari reads it perfectly. So Azare Stevens wins the tip, gets it to Rakia Jackson over to Plum with 8 on the clock, under a minute to go here. Could this be the dagger? Plum stops, throws it over to Rakia. Rakia off the glass, over it rolls out. Rebound to Hamby, and putback is good. And 1. And that could be it, people. No, there's still time. I'm over here counting my chickens before they hatch. Offensive rebounds, people, are crucial. Plum gets it to Rakia. Rakia misses her easiest shot of the night. Cunningham jumps too early. Hamby offensive rebound, gets fouled. I didn't really see the foul there. And 1. Hamby, not a really good foul shooter. And she misses, as I said. Azare Stevens offensive rebound, and she scores. What is happening? Oh, that should be it, people. That's definitely it right there. Stephanie White calls somebody off the bench. Hamby misses the free throw. Azare Stevens gets the offensive rebound, gets fouled, and she scores. That should be it. They were short out there. They had Cunningham and Hull trying to box out Azare Stevens, and it didn't work. Azare Stevens completes the 3-point play. A 5-point possession there by the LA Sparks. Hamby hits the layup and gets fouled. She misses. Azare gets the rebound, gets fouled, and scores, and she hits the free throw. Killer possession right there. Killer possession right there, people. And the Menards big money shot. What's Menards? Somebody from the Midwest. Tell me what Menards is. We don't got that out here. Is that like a convenience store, a supermarket? What is that? But Kelsey Plum was the player of that segment. But the Fever with the ball here. Hull to inbound, gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell with the ball, steps back for three, air ball. Rebound to McDonald, out to Boston. Boston pump fake. She steps back for three, she misses, and rebound to Hamby. And they intentionally foul Plum. Cat 5 said Menards is like Home Depot. Oh, interesting. Okay, thank you. I thought it was like a Walmart or something, like a local supermarket. Midwestern Home Depot. Appreciate y'all. Wait, like Dick's Sporting Goods? Wait, hold up. Home Depot and Dick's are two different places. But I'm gonna go with the Home Depot Lowe's crowd. More like eight. Oh, okay, okay. So it's not. Oh, she misses the free throw though. She made the first and missed the second, and then it's a timeout called. Cap outside my Midwestern guy. Got you, got you. Thank you. I was like, it went from Home Depot to Dick's Sporting Goods. I was like, that's two different places. Oh, William, salute for the super chat. With WNBA games been killing it this season. Yeah, they have. Yes, they have. I'm glad people are starting to recognize and starting to pay attention a lot more, because these games they really the parity has improved. I will say the parity this season has improved, even for a team that, like, the other day I didn't do the stream for it, but the Dallas Wings knock off the Atlanta Dream. It's crazy. Dallas Wings couldn't buy a win, and they beat one of the top teams in the league. Cat says, "What a bummer for the Fever, but I do like the Sparks." Yeah, this is a big win for the Sparks if they can hold on here. 33 seconds to go. Major says, "I have to go fix telecom at Menards General Office all the time." Then they screwing it up on purpose. They ain't trying to do work over there. They ain't trying to receive no calls. They just trying to be on their phones in the office. So somebody cutting the lines. Fever ball to inbound to get it into Boston. Boston with the ball. Double crossover at the top of the key. Over to Ari. Come on, Ari. Pad my fantasy stats. Shoot a three. No, she gets it to Cunningham. Cunningham for three. She tries to go off glass. Misses. Hamby with the rebound. And she fouls. That was a foul by Hull, I think. 22 seconds to go. For those, who was the favorite? I think the Fever were the favorite in this game. Let me look at the odds. Anybody did betting tonight? I'm not too sure. Let me go look at ESPN. They would give me the answer. William said, "How are the Liberty games? Do they get packed? Do you mean in the stream or in person? In person, I am season ticket holder. I be there. The games be packed almost every night. Every time I go to the arena, their arena's pretty much packed, and it's under construction a bit. They're building like new suite areas, of course. But it'd be packed up to the rafters now. Hamby with the free throw and the make. She knocks down both finally, and this game is pretty much over. 10-point game here. Ari McDonald gets down the lane, pump fakes. That's a travel. They don't call it. She spins, throws up a layup. Tip in. Michaela Timpson getting some garbage minutes, and she gets fouled. Oh, Fever were the favorite? Okay. Couldn't remember. I didn't even get to look at the... Oh, yeah, Fever, they were 6.5-point favorites. So Sparks cover and get the money line there for those who bet Sparks tonight. Michaela Timpson at the line looking for her first basket, and she misses the first free throw. Major says Fever with another fourth quarter crash out becoming a pattern. Gotta learn how to close. She misses both. Fight for the rebound. Azare gets the rebound, and please don't foul anymore. Just let the clock run out. And that's the game, people. The Sparks snapped their longest losing streak of the season. They get the win 85-75. Sparks move to 5-11. The Fever move under 500. They move to 7-8. So salute the Sparks for not giving up. Clawed back in that fourth quarter, outscored the Fever 35-17 in the fourth to get the 10-point lead. They covered the spread, money line, all that good stuff. Yeah, Miracle, I'll be back for the Aces game. Let's go over the box score right quick. And then I'm gonna head off and stand up, stretch my legs for a bit, and then we'll lock back in. I'm gonna put the stream up right after I sign off. 85-75 is the final score. 20-19 in the first by the Sparks. 15-10 Fever in the second. 24-20 in the third Fever. 35-17 in the fourth. By the Sparks to get the big win. Los Angeles Sparks, Rickea Jackson with 14. 14 for Hamby. You had Azare with 23 and 7. 21 for Kelsey Plum. She scored a majority in the second half with 6 assists. 5 for Petty. For the Fever, you have Lexi Hull with 6 and 9 rebounds. 13 for Howard. Boston with 12 and 10. Mitchell with 20. And Colson with none. 10 for Cunningham off the bench. 14 for McDonald off the bench. Wow. That fourth quarter, that was the finisher. 35-17, the most points anybody scored in a quarter in this game. And that pretty much did it in for the Fever. All right, y'all. As you see, top of the screen, 10 o'clock, Washington Aces. I said Washington Aces. Washington Mystics versus Las Vegas Aces, 10 p.m. Eastern. The time now Eastern is about 9:15, so we got about 45 minutes. I'll start the stream around 9:50. We'll go over the starting lineups, predictions, all that good stuff, and then we'll lock in for another watch along. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're going to hang with me on the next one, I'll see you then. For those who just stayed for this one, appreciate it all the same. Make sure you leave a like on the way out. Subscribe. For those who did vote in that poll at the beginning of the stream, 66% said Fever, 33% said Sparks, and the Sparks pull off the win, the underdogs on top. Word to 50 Cent. If you know, you know. I'm out of here, y'all. I'll see y'all in like 30-ish minutes. I'm gonna create the stream right now and we'll log back in for some more W hoops. Appreciate you guys tuning in. It's Jay Jordan. Thanks for the subs, the likes, and I'll catch y'all in a bit. Salute.